Well, good morning. I'd like to officially welcome you to the Law Enforcement Academy graduation ceremony. My name is Chuck Bain, and I have the honor and pleasure of serving as the director of the Law Enforcement Academy and also as your MC for today's ceremony. In addition to those of you that are here on site with us, we are also live streaming the ceremony today. And we extend a welcome to families, friends, colleagues, and administrators who are viewing our ceremony from afar. This morning, we celebrate the graduation of Peace Officer Basic Class 25A 168. That number does have some meaning, at least for us. 25 is the year, A indicates it's the first Peace Officer Basic of 2025, and 168 denotes that this is the 168th graduating Peace Officer Basic class from our academy. Our ceremony is steeped in history and tradition. Veteran officers who began their careers in Wyoming and graduated from our academy have shared the same sense of accomplishment and perhaps even some relief by today's graduates. Peace Officer Basic Training graduation marks a time of transition for these officers as they begin their law enforcement careers. This transition takes them from being an individual contributor to now being a public servant who must focus on others and not themselves. This transition is not easy, and not everyone is successful. These students have every right to be proud of their hard work and accomplishments. Today, when we award their certificate, they, for the first time here at the Academy, we will address them as officer, deputy, or warden as another sign of this transition taking place. The ceremony, however, is not just about the graduates. It is also an expression of thanks to families and administrators who have supported them during their absence. We welcome your participation in today's ceremonies with yells or cheers as we celebrate the success of these students. It is more than appropriate to share in the overwhelming pride, honor, and joy that will be felt within this room today. Also, I'd like you to remember, today is likely the only time in these officers' careers where they will encounter such a large gathering of people that are actually happy to see them. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and welcome Peace Officer Basic Class 25A 168. Class, please come forward. We are pleased to have Tim Ricker, a member and past president of the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, with us to deliver today's invocation. Chaplain Ricker.
Please bow in prayer. Heavenly Father, as we have gathered this morning to honor and congratulate these graduates, I thank you for them and their families. Thank you also for the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy and those who serve here on behalf of law enforcement. Thank you for them and their willingness to give of themselves to serve their fellow man through this avenue. I pray for these graduates as they return to their families, homes, and communities. I ask that you protect them all and reward them for their commitment to this high calling. I pray also for all those who are on staff here at the Academy. You bless them for their sacrifices they make to instruct and direct law officers. In closing, I thank you for America and for our freedoms we so richly enjoy. I pray that our leaders and those who serve in any form of government will seek your guidance. I pray that you protect us from those who would desire to destroy this great nation. I ask all these favors in the name of Christ. Amen.
Asking you to remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance. The class has chosen the members who are military veterans to lead us in the pledge. Thank you. Please be seated. I would like to take a moment to introduce a few of the people that are present here today, especially to my right. The first gentleman I will introduce here in just a moment. Next to him is Chaplain Ricker, who you've already met. Next to him is Trish Carson, who is the training coordinator for the Wyoming Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission. Next to her is Jesse Curtis, Deputy Director of the Academy, and finishing up the train as the caboose is Warren Steele, who is our training manager. No organization can or would be successful without support from behind the scenes, and our academy is no exception. The staff members make this basic training possible. As I speak, 3 of our most vital service sections remain at work elsewhere in the facility. It's their collective efforts that contribute and ensure the quality of today's ceremony. These sections include our food service, custodial, and our maintenance staff. They can't be with us here in the room right now, but would you please join me in a round of applause for their appreciation? Our office section is known for its dedication and efficiency. Without them, we could not accomplish our mission. Could I ask members of the office team with us today to please stand and be recognized? Our last section here and part of today's ceremony is our instructional staff. They not only instruct a wide variety of subjects, but also serve as team leaders, coaches, coordinators, and some even as security for today's event. Instructional staff present today, would you please stand? Now I would like to turn our attention to members of the audience. I would ask those county sheriffs, chiefs of police, and agency administrators who are attending the ceremony today to please stand and be recognized. It is not easy for administrators to clear busy schedules to personally attend their officer, deputy, or warden graduation. Thank you, administrators, for being here today. Finally, I would like to recognize department command staff, middle managers, first-line supervisors, and law enforcement coworkers in our audience today. Anyone representing a law enforcement agency, please stand. I'd like to take just a moment now to tell you a little bit about the training course that these graduates have just completed. The Peace Officer Basic Course is 639 hours, which puts us 25th in the nation in terms of curriculum hours. The course is centered on 5 major competencies: criminal law, interpersonal interactions, professional skill, enforcement skills, and investigative skills. Within these competencies are 19 performance standards that include conflict management, critical thinking, problem solving, professional responsibility, ethics, controlling people and circumstances, vehicle operation, and evidence gathering, just to name a few. There are 162 individual topics within this course and a total of 814 training objectives. These students spent 66% of their curriculum time practically applying these objectives and including 85 hours integrating their knowledge and skills in evaluated scenarios. Along with their time here on campus and in these practicals, these students had to learn independently, read case law, study written material, determine and seek out resources to complete various assignments. I tell each class on their first day, this is a challenging job, so expect the training to be challenging. If this job was easy, everybody would be doing it. Please join me in recognizing this class for accomplishing these course requirements. It is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker for today's ceremony. He began his law enforcement career with the Wyoming Highway Patrol in 1990. He even attended and graduated from the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy 90C66. Served in various locations within the patrol and completed a 24-year career here in Douglas, holding the rank of lieutenant. He joined the Converse County Sheriff's Office in 2014, again serving in various assignments until he was appointed to the undersheriff position in 2017. He is a certified post instructor in commercial vehicle enforcement, crash investigation, drug recognition, SFST, and FTO. He is a graduate from the School of Police Staff and Command at the Northwestern University Center for Public Safety. He and his wife, Carolyn, have 5 children and 14 grandchildren and reside here in Douglas. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Converse County Undersheriff Nate Hughes.
It's an absolute honor to be here today, and as I look around, I realize it's really odd to be the same age as old people. What the heck happened? My daughter had the nerve to turn 40 here just a while back, and I was like, what happened? What has changed? And then I began to think about that change. I began to think about what has happened over the last 34 years that has changed in my life. And if you know anything about the type of personalities we hire, what do we think about change? We don't like it too much, do we? But the change continues to happen. And we can roll with those punches, or we can fight them. You know, since I graduated from WLEA, which doesn't seem like 34 years ago, I gotta tell you. You know, I think about all the things that have changed. I remember when the Highway Patrol traded in their bus driver hats for campaign hats and changed the name from patrolman to trooper. I remember the trusty old Crown Vics, Chevy Caprices and stuff that we used to drive, and we're expected to drive them up Teton Pass when I was stationed in Jackson, and if you needed tire change, you just had to put them on. That's the way it was. We didn't have SUVs and four-wheel drives that were police rated, and it was kind of interesting sometimes. Anybody who's been over across Teton Pass in winter? You got to scratch your head and wonder, how in the world did you get a Crown Vic to the top of that pass to work a crash? Well, we managed somehow. But things change. I recently have started working on some budget processes that involve replacing our sidearms. And I look back and I think about, I started the career as a peace officer with a 9mm Beretta. Love that gun. It was my first one. Still have it. Then we went to 40s. Then we went back to 9s. Then we went to 40s. Now everybody's going back to 9s. Everything just continues to change. It's a process. You know, I thought about my first patrol car and how it's set up. And if you've been in law enforcement, you understand and know how important that is, that first car. You know, and you've got to set it up just right. It's got to be yours. I had my cassette recorder set down on the center console just right so that tape my mic to the dash with black tape. You know, we didn't dare drill any holes in anything at that point, didn't make any modifications. And pretty soon that cassette tape that you had to, every once in a while, hang on, stop, turn it over, record the other side, got replaced with a pocket recorder, which you could actually take outside your vehicle up to the car and still record your conversations, and little micro cassettes. And then we moved those on to where now we have digital recorders. They're even smaller. You can even plug them into your computer or USB and just download the stuff real easy. So a lot of things have changed for the better. You know, I think about in-car video systems. You know, my first one, I was very excited to be one of the first ones on the Highway Patrol to get an in-car recording system, and had a nice big vault in my trunk that locked that had a VCR recorder in it, you know, with the VHS, that's these big tapes like this with, just make sure you all know. So, you know, I remember that. And then it was a big upgrade when we went to 8mm, and the whole thing was contained right there on your dash. A little bitty 8mm recorder right there on your dash, and didn't have to worry about anything. Pretty soon those were replaced by iCops, which actually had a hard drive. No tape required. You just plug that thing in. Didn't have to worry about whether the tape needed rewound or not rewound. It was just there, digital. All of those changes. You know, I'd go on and on about changes that happened, and I don't want to get bogged down with that, but my whole thought process today was, with all those things that changed, there are some things that didn't. We may have changed flashlights. How many remember the big 5 cell? Yeah, if you didn't have your baton. A baton, okay, that's what a big wooden stick. Unlike these asp, yeah, now, okay. You have your baton, and you think about that, this flashlight, big 5 cell, if you didn't have it, you had your 5 cell. Now, they're no bigger than a lumber crayon. Okay, lumber crayon, that's what we used to mark crashes with. Okay, and you had yellow and red, one for vehicle 1, one for vehicle 2. Okay, so make sure we understand as we move along here, these things change, and we could go on and on. Last year, I won't say that I was put out. I was confused by the need at first when the International Association of Chiefs of Police decided to change the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. And that had been adopted since 1957. And they changed it to the Policing Code of Ethics and changed a bunch of the wording. And when I read that, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't like change. But then I got to reading it. And as I began to read it and compare the two documents, I realized something very important as I went through that. There's a lot of things that haven't changed. And as peace officers, we need to understand completely there are things that haven't changed since 1957 and probably before that. And if we keep these values in our minds, we're going to have successful careers. Although there were significant differences between the two documents, one of the first things I noted as peace officers, you have chosen a line of service. Your job is service to your community. It is the fundamental duty, is service to the community. When you think about that, what does that mean? I kind of like the way that Winston Churchill put it. He said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Remember always that your job is service to your community, that the job that you do every day is not about you, it's about the service you give. I also noticed that something that hadn't changed was, as a peace officer, you have chosen to live your life, both professional and private, as an example. To be an example, what do you have to have? You have to have values, such as the code of ethics that I'm talking about. This is where you have the ability to define the difference between a conviction, something that is anything beyond that is a no-go, and preferences. Those are things that will help you answer the question is, what is important in my life? Those are things that will help you know where to draw the line. And when you have a clear understanding of your own values, when someone asks you, you know them. It's not something that you have to guess about or think about. You know your values. You know what it is that you believe in. This helps you to avoid being frustrated and overwhelmed when it comes time to make a decision. The choices that you make prior to being put into a situation make it so much smoother when you get placed in those situations. These should be a part of who you are. I also noticed that as peace officers, we have chosen to maintain courageous calm in the face of danger. Now, I think it's important to note that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to walk in the right path towards a goal. Regardless of the outside influences, regardless of opposition, regardless of everything, we continue to the goal. Courage can also be looked at something that is like a fire. It's contagious. It will spread. If you don't have courage, you can't share courage. Courage is important for the peace officer. As a peace officer, you must never act officiously. That is to say that arrogance and conceit has no place in a law enforcement's life, law enforcement officer's or peace officer's life. We should not act through self-importance. We should not act with anything other than being a servant of the community. That is our job. As a peace officer, you have chosen not to be guided by your personal biases, nor permit the desire for personal gain to influence your decisions. When we think about biases, that's nothing more than when you gather information and interpret that information with a result-based attitude without letting your personal prejudice skew that outcome. It is very important to be self-reliant and provide for yourself. But at the same time, when we talk about personal gain, I think Albert Einstein said it best when he said, "Only a life lived for others is worthwhile." As a peace officer, you must have accountability. This means both personal accountability and for others. Remember, it is your duty to intervene if you see a fellow officer who is walking away from the path that he should be walking. Same way as part of our job, a piece of our job, which is law enforcement, that's a piece of it, is holding accountable those that we serve. Who are we holding them accountable to? We are holding them accountable to the people who give us their trust. That trust is signified by the badge or shield that you pin on and the oath that you take. And so long as you are true to the ethics of police service, that badge will continue to be a symbol of that public trust. We all take the oath, and it should be taken gravely. The concepts contained in that oath should become a part of your values and who you are. You should hold yourself and every person standing beside you wearing that badge accountable. You must never condone acts of corruption in other peace officers. As a peace officer, you will cooperate with legally authorized agencies in the pursuit of justice. There's a lot of different agencies represented here today. But it's only when we work together that we truly make progress and become the public servants that we need to be in the pursuit of justice. As a peace officer, you will consistently strive to achieve dedicating yourself to your chosen profession. All the things that I've mentioned here today, I took from setting side by side the two documents of the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics that was adopted in 1957 and the one that was revised in 2024. Those are the things that remain consistent. And I found that very encouraging, that the core values that we hold dear to our hearts as peace officers haven't changed in all those years. I think about opportunities to make sure that these are instilled, and one of the things that it says is you consistently strive to achieve. It means we have to do it again and again, daily. One of the things that I encourage our deputies to do, every day they're required to do a camera check for their camera to make sure that it's working and recording. And I've asked them that if they will, it's not mandatory, but it's a good way to keep this in their heart, is that every day they read to their camera that to actively serve with the citizens of Converse County in the preservation of life, the protection of property, and the promotion of individual responsibility and accountability. That's the Converse County Sheriff's Office mission statement. to put that in their heart and keep that. Whatever your mission statement is, whatever your objectives are, I encourage you to make that a daily read so that you remember what your mission is. And remember that we are servants to our communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Under Sheriff, for accepting our invitation to be our keynote speaker today and your excellent remarks. As usual, there are individuals within a class that go above and beyond. Now we want to recognize those officers who have achieved distinction in this basic course. Instructor Robert Lang, would you please come forward to present the Physical Fitness Award?
Thank you, Director Bain. During the basic training, the students participate in over 40 hours of physical fitness training. This includes aerobic, anaerobic, core, and strength training, nutrition, and the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. The students are tested physically from the moment they arrive, day one, starting at 0700 hours, until their final PT assessment, which was just last week. Each assessment includes their maximum number of push-ups and sit-ups in 1 minute, as well as their time for a 1.5-mile run. The top PT award goes to the student who has the highest cumulative percentile score during the final PT assessment based on age and gender. The Physical Fitness Award winner completed the following: 56 sit-ups in 60 seconds, 98 push-ups in 60 seconds, and a 1.5-mile run in 9 minutes and 34 seconds. The Physical Fitness Award for Peace Officer Basic 25A 168 goes to Game Warden Wyatt Upujian from the Wyoming Game and Fish Department. Mr. Rippey, would you please come forward to give recognition to those who excelled in firearms?
Thank you, Mr. Lang. To prepare for final proficiency scores, Peace Officer Basic students shoot approximately 1,500 handgun rounds at distances of 3 to 50 yards, as well as 600 rifle rounds out to 100 yards. In order for a student to achieve certification, they must shoot a minimum proficiency score of 80% with their handgun and their patrol rifle. The WLEA Top Gun Award is given in recognition of an individual's outstanding performance and dedication to firearms excellence. The top shooter in this class shot 100% with their handgun and 100% with their rifle. The WLEA Top Gun Award for Peace Officer Basic 25A 168 goes to Deputy Kyle Key from the Natrona County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Millick, would you please come forward to give recognition to those who excelled in academics?
Thank you, Mr. Rippey. The students are tested continuously as they progress their basic training. They must meet established minimum requirements in order to receive their certificate of successful completion. Specifically, they must pass 10 examinations totaling 2,237 points. The top academic award goes to that student who achieved the highest academic cumulative average throughout Peace Officer Basic. The top academic student in this class had an average of 97.05% over the course of basic training. Out of 2,237 total points, this officer earned 2,170.97. The academic award for Peace Officer Basic 25A 168 goes to Warden Stephen Antonio from the Wyoming Game and Fish Department. Each class elects a spokesperson to represent their class at graduation to share their collective thoughts and experiences from the training. At this time, I'd like to invite up class speaker Aaron Gerhardt Valois from the Laramie County Sheriff's Office.
There's a lot of you here today. Good morning, guests, graduates, and staff. I would like to start off by thanking our families for sharing their graduates for the last 14 weeks. I know that it was not easy, taking care of things at home alone and only getting to see your loved ones 1 or 2 days a week. And sometimes you couldn't see them at all, making it a couple weeks before you could see them again. I promise you, this sacrifice has not been in vain. During this career, we will miss a lot of activities at home, and when we do come home, we'll need time to unwind and need someone to talk to about our day. This academy was just the first small step of endless sacrifices that will be made for a career that will be extremely challenging, but yet rewarding. I challenge you, our family members, to be patient, to keep an open mind, and to keep open communication with your loved one, and to be understanding of the challenges your loved one will face on a daily basis. Let me take a moment to share with you who I am. My name is Aaron Valois. I have been a deputy with the Laramie County Sheriff's Department as a jail deputy for 7.5 years. I've been an FTO, a booking officer, a TASER instructor. I worked for EMS and fire department prior to that in California for many years. I have 2 amazing kids, one who's full-time in the Air Guard, and one who's about to graduate high school next month and be going to the University of Wyoming next fall. My fellow graduates, I would not have traded the last 14 weeks for anything. As a class, we have built amazing bonds that will hopefully last a lifetime. We have overcome diversity, definitely been through a lot of ups and downs, and tackled so many challenges. We've been locked out of our rooms, moved from one room to the next, resided with 3 people to a room instead of 2, been human popsicles during outdoor activities together, had to have each other's backs, have had to back up one another, spent long hours studying together, and we've provided endless encouragement to help each other get through. These are all things that will not end as we move forward. We will all have new shift partners throughout our time to build new bonds with, to share our calls with, and which we have to trust and learn to depend to have our 6. Graduates, here are my challenges for you moving forward. Communicate with your families and loved ones. When you need time to unwind after a long or horrible shift, let your families know. Take the time you need so that you can be present in their lives for the rest of the day or night or weekend. Please take care of yourselves. This career can be taxing mentally. Know when to talk to someone, know when to go get help, and be willing to get that help. We now have so many people that are willing to help us, more than there has ever been before. If you can't find someone, please call me. I will always be there for any one of you that wants or needs help, or just even a listening ear. Take pride in everything that you do, even the smallest things that you don't think will matter. When you don't think anyone notices, it'll be noticed, I promise you. Don't be lazy, and do the work. Be dedicated to continuing to better yourselves. No one will look out for you like you'll look out for yourself. Advocate for yourself and be proactive. Go look for the next training you want to go to, help out the person next to you, and get the help that you need. During one of our enrichment panels, Captain Kessler said, "Did you survive because you were lucky or because you were good? Don't be just the lucky person. Continue your training so that you can survive because you are great at this job." I encourage you all to be resilient. Keep looking forward and moving forward, and remember to not take anything personally. Pick good mentors, don't hang out with the wrong crowds. Be around people that will help you be the best person you can be. Have fun, laugh at yourself when you mess up, but also own and learn from your mistakes. Honesty and integrity will get you 100 times farther in not only our careers, but also our everyday lives. Remain professional, use common sense, and listen to your gut. If something doesn't feel right, it's probably because it isn't. I will leave you with this. The world is full of evil and wicked, but it's also full of light and good. Don't let the darkness overcome you. Find joy and seek out the light. May we protect each other against the evil and provide hope for the good. Never betray your badge, never betray anyone's trust in you, to include your department and the public. Hold on strong to your integrity and courage. Be brave and always hold yourself and others accountable for their actions. I want to say thank you to our instructors and to all the staff here at the Academy for putting up with us, for teaching us, for cleaning up after us, and for cooking for us. I hope that we all make you proud. In the words of a few of our instructors, guard your hearts. Life is about choices. And don't do dumb shit go away.
Thank you, Deputy Valwall, for your words. I'm always struck of the millions of words and the things that we share with students, some of the things that always stick. Now we move on to our final award. In every class, there are those students who are willing to distinguish themselves by exemplary work and their efforts. They strive to become the best of the best within this class and their chosen profession. As a form of recognition, the Academy established the Honor Graduate Award for the student who continually performed to their best of their abilities. Mr. Steele and Mr. Lawrence, please come forward to recognize the students who have been nominated for this award.
Thank you, Director Bain. The Honor Graduate Award is the highest honor the Academy presents to a student graduating from the Wyoming Law Enforcement Basic course. In order to be eligible to receive this award, a student must be nominated by a member of the instructional staff. It is not a popularity contest. It is an honor just to be nominated. Once the officer is nominated, a very comprehensive and objective point system is used to assess the nominee's performance while attending the basic. The specific areas evaluated are the student's academic scores, proficiency in firearms, custody and control, physical fitness. In addition, students are also assessed in the following 6 areas of professional citizenship: leadership, effort, cooperation, initiative, attitude, and improvement. In alphabetical order, will the following student or officers please come forward to receive your merit award in recognition of your nomination? From the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Bradford Adams. From the Du Bois Police Department, Officer Cody Hofer. From the University of Wyoming Police Department, Officer Maddie Wakefield. The Honor Graduate Award recognizes the one student in each basic class who exemplifies all the attributes of a professional peace officer and who performed exceptionally in all phases of training. In addition to receiving a plaque, and with the intent to encourage the recipient beyond today's recognition, the Honor Graduate will receive a $500 scholarship for any advanced training offered here at the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy. It's a long-standing tradition that the audience stand while the Honor Graduate Award is presented. Would you please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, the Honor Graduate Award for Peace Officer Basic 25A 168 goes to Deputy Bradford Adams from the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office. Please be seated. At this time, we will award graduation certificates.
All of the staff here at WLAA congratulate you, Peace Officer Basic Class 25A 168, for completing your basic training. We started this journey just a few short months ago, and today we have arrived. On behalf of the class and Academy staff, we would like to thank the many Wyoming law enforcement agencies and associations across the state who partner with us to provide the best possible training so that these officers have what they need to do their jobs competently, reasonably, and safely. The Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police, the Wyoming Peace Officers Association, the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, and the Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission are a few of the many who regularly devote expertise, financial assistance, and manpower to assist us in accomplishing our mission, and we thank you. The Academy would also like to recognize the families of these men and women who themselves willingly sacrifice in so many ways so that their loved one can protect their community. These officers cannot do what they do without you. We know you have taken care of things at home these last several weeks so that your loved one could be here and study their craft. The Academy thanks you for your sacrifice, and we appreciate you. Peace Officer Basic 25A 168, you have spent the last several months constantly engaged in activities that forced you to learn, apply, and adapt the basic concepts, principles, and tactics of a law enforcement professional in order to achieve functional outcomes. At the same time, we've immersed you in a culture that demands initiative, resolve, accountability, creativity, and integrity, which is the same environment you're now returning home to. You are here today because you have demonstrated a basic level of functionality in the 5 core competencies we measure, which in and of itself is an accomplishment to be celebrated. Our challenge to you now is to continue learning, continue practicing, and continue striving to become a masterful police officer. This is the expectation of your agency and your community. Director Bain, I recommend the awarding of certificates of the successful completion for the Wyoming P.O.S.T approved 639-hour Peace Officer Basic Course 25A 168. We practiced this yesterday. It didn't work. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go through this, if you would like to come down and take pictures as your loved one gets their certificate, feel free. We have literally all day if we need it. Okay. From the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Bradford Adams, Jr. We're fortunate to have several special presenters with us today. These people are the family members of a graduate who themselves are currently serving or who have served in law enforcement. Our first special presenter served 32 years with the Colorado Division of Wildlife. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome retired criminal investigator Richard Antonio. And from the Wyoming Game and Fish, Warden Stephen Antonio. From the Cheyenne Police Department, Officer Cameron M. Artzer. From the Powell Police Department, Officer Nathan J. Bivens. From the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Jace M. Buziga. From the Jackson Police Department, Officer Matthew W. Chase. From the Cheyenne Police Department, Officer Lauren Cripps. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry. Our next special presenter has served 4 years with the Pennington County, South Dakota Sheriff's Office. Here to present his brother's certificate, please help me welcome Senior Deputy Jordan Decker. And from the Albany County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Austin T. Decker. Yes, sir. From the Teton County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Kevin Espinoza. From the Cheyenne Police Department, Officer Colton J. Frost. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Aaron Gerhardt Valois. From the Rock Springs Police Department, Officer Jose Gomez. From the Natrona County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Milton J. Hacking. From the Gillette Police Department, Officer Ethan A. Hayes. From the DuBois Police Department, Officer Cody J. Hofer. Our next special presenter has served 6 years with the Wyoming Game and Fish. Here to present his brother's certificate, please help me welcome Senior Warden Nate Holst. And from the Crook County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Laramie Holst. From the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Ron J. Hoppy. From the Casper Police Department, Officer George Jimenez. From the Natrona County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Kyle D. Key. From the Cheyenne Police Department, Officer Dominic K. Laporta. Our next special presenter has served with the Lander Police Department for 19 years. Here to present his wife's certificate, please help me welcome Sergeant Trenton Moss. And from the Riverton Police Department, Officer Emily E. Moss. Our next special presenter served 25 years in Wyoming law enforcement with several agencies, ending with the Wyoming Highway Patrol. Here to present his daughter's certificate, please help me welcome retired trooper Dwight McGuire. And from the Wheatland Police Department, Officer Ambry McGuire.
Don't run away yet.
Our next special presenter served 20 years with the Gillette Police Department. Here to present her son's certificate, please help me welcome retired Communications Officer Christy Miller. And from the Casper Police Department, Officer Brandon B. Miller. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Cole G. Mondragon. From the Casper Police Department, Officer Peter Mosley. Our next special presenter served 4 years with the Dallas Police Department and 23 years with the Riverton Police Department. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome retired Chief Eric Murphy. And from the Riverton Police Department, Officer Taylor S. Murphy. From the Riverton Police Department, Officer Dustin W. Pritchard.
Thank you, sir.
From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Rhett Rogie. Our next special presenter has served with the Fremont County Sheriff's Office for 25 years in the roles of patrol deputy, sergeant, detective, and currently as the patrol lieutenant. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome Lieutenant John Zerga. And from the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy David J. Ruff. From the Jackson Police Department, Officer Guadalupe Ruiz Perez. Our final special presenter has served with the Hot Springs County Sheriff's Office for 20 years. Here to present his niece's certificate, please help me welcome Sheriff Jeremy Krauser. And from the Natrona County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Taylor Smith. From the Cheyenne Police Department, Officer Seth A. Suter. From the Cody Police Department, Officer Clint C. Stewart. From From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Craig A. Stoger. From the University of Wyoming Police Department, Officer Matty M. Wakefield. From the Sublette County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Shane M. Williams. And from the Wyoming Game and Fish, Warden Wyatt J. Yapujian.
These past 14 weeks have required a considerable amount of investment in time, energy, and money to prepare you students to serve your communities as a law enforcement officer. We have provided you with knowledge, law, terms, and tactics. We tested you each week. We sprayed you. We tossed you. We ran you. We even made some of you drive beyond your comfort levels and ours. We placed you in multiple scenarios that required you to demonstrate your ability to search buildings, to make traffic stops, respond to domestic violence calls. You encountered non-compliant and deadly suspects, investigated crimes, handled people in crisis. All the while, we required you to maintain your composure and professional demeanor. Despite all this exposure, the real work and training will begin when you walk out of these academy doors. The public you serve will be far more critical of your job performance than our instructors ever were. The academy works in partnership with agencies. Your next training phase will likely begin with your field training officers, who will build upon your knowledge and skills and apply them in real-life situations. Through this next training phase, you will use your recently acquired competence to develop and hone your confidence. Throughout your experiences, it is essential to always act with honor and integrity. Remember that law enforcement is always under the watchful eye of the public. When one officer chooses a path of adverse actions or behaviors, that choice often affects all of us. That poor choice may very well tarnish the badge that many have worked so hard to uphold. So as a public affirmation to your commitment to uphold the high standards required of our law enforcement profession, I'm going to ask you now, in front of your family, your colleagues, administrators, and guests, to submit to the Law Enforcement Oath of Honor. I'm also going to invite the law enforcement officers present here today in our audience to voluntarily participate together, you as Wyoming veteran officers with our state's newest officers, in professing your commitment to performing their jobs ethically, honorably, and with integrity. The law enforcement officers that are in our audience today that wish to reaffirm your oath, I would ask you to please stand. Class, please stand. All those standing, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, nor the public trust. I will always have the courage to uphold myself and others for our own actions. I will always uphold the Constitution and the community I serve. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Wyoming's newest officers, the graduate of Peace Officer Basic 25A 168. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our formal ceremony. We'd invite you to join us in our cafeteria for some refreshments. Thank you for coming. Please have a safe trip home.